Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Okay. Beverly McCaskill, thank you so much for being here first. And, well, let me grab some slides since I'm here, right? Okay. Yeah. I think I'm ready. We'll see how it goes. Okay. That and my slides. Okay, slides are coming. All right, so I did post a video not long ago. It is a members only video, but it will be available to everyone after, let's see, how long is it till then? In about 7 hours, 6 hours, it'll be available to everyone. But yeah, I'm just having some fun with my members only. Let me see how many people have watched it so far. Okay. Just out of curiosity, how many people have watched it so far? It appeared 18 minutes ago. And actually, I can't tell how many views there are. I didn't know that. Oh, well, no matter. But I could see Beverly McCaskill has watched it. And Nicole Tanis. And my goodness, I must have accidentally blocked someone because there's 4 comments, but I only see 3 of them. So looks like there's a member that is blocked. That sounds strange, but what am I, 12? But yeah, it looks like there's a member that's blocked. So if somebody's member is blocked, oh man. Anyway, yeah, there's a member blocked. Oh, okay. There's there's the slides. The slides are up. Okay. Let's see. All right, so that's done. We're good to go. And well, hi to everybody. I'll say hi to everyone individually as we go along. 47,000 subscribers. 47,000 subscribers. Can you believe it? I believe over the past 28 days, Royal Sussex has received over 2,000 new subscribers. That is amazing. So, about, I guess, every 2 weeks or so, there's another 1,000 subscribers. So I'll take that. Thank you all very much for making Royal Sussex one of the fastest growing Sussex friendly spaces. I would like to say it was the fastest, and that was true a while ago, but there was a couple of other ones that kind of shot up there overnight. So I cannot say that anymore. But it is one of the fastest. Hello to Bunny Rose, Miss D. Bernard, Sharon Augustine, Black Queen, Olivia Johnson, and B10 Pal, Lydia Washington, Carmen's Place, Andrew Bodie, Judy Motasset, Terry H., Anastasia. Now, Anastasia, you said you're going to go to sleep. Is that what you're saying? You'll watch later today if I am not too busy. Wow, you must have a lot going on then. That's a good thing, right? Vilma Salido, MJB, McKinley Maximal, uh, Annie Bennett. All right. Very good. Okay, let's move along then. But yes, again, thank you very much for 47,000. I think it's like 47,097 subscribers. As you can see, I caught the numbers just as they rolled over and managed to get a screenshot of it. Now, Prince Harry says in High Court security battle that UK is his home and he was forced to leave. Duke of Sussex statement given in High Court amid challenge to Home Office over changes to his personal protection when in the United Kingdom. Prince Harry has said that the United Kingdom is his home and he and Meghan felt forced to step back from frontline royal duties and leave the country for the US. In a written witness statement prepared for his legal challenge against the Home Office at the High Court over a change to his security arrangement when visiting, the Duke of Sussex said he and his wife felt they had to leave the country in 2020. At a hearing in London, excuse me, on Thursday, the Duke's barrister, Shahid Fatima KC, I think that means King's Court, right? Said Harry did not accept that it was a choice for him to have stopped being a full-time working member of the royal family. And of course, it was not a choice. It was a lot of conspiring and a lot of cloak and dagger stuff that happened with the various houses of Windsor, like, for instance, Clarence House. But mostly, I think we're looking to Kensington Palace as the culprit. Andrew Bodie, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you, as always, for being here and watching Royal Sussex. Greatly appreciate it. But yeah, they were forced out. They were not being thrown to the wolves. I believe it was said they were being fed to the wolves. So they didn't have a choice but to leave. They were not very welcome. And of course, we have learned over time that there was a conspiracy against the Duchess of Sussex, against Harry, the whole idea of a wedding. The contact that Thomas Markle Sr. had with one of the courtiers in Kensington Palace, a courtier that over time has proven to be hostile toward Harry and Meghan. So that right there, and of course, the fact that one of those courtiers managed to offer to turn over information to the Daily Mails or the Mail Group or whatever you call them, the news group. He gave them information that could help defeat the Duchess of Sussex in her court case. Fortunately, that was not effective. The Duchess of Sussex still won her case. And from what we're to understand is that her damages that were, or the damages that were paid out to her, exceeded the 6-figure mark, and it was actually a 7-figure payout. Now, of course, we're not privy to that number. Of course, if somebody whispers it to Piers Morgan, he'll just blurt it out in the middle of his show. He blurts out everything else. So who's to say that that won't come up in conversation? Okay. There we go. So, and cool. All right. So the lawyers read out an excerpt from the Duke's statement in which he said, It was with great sadness for both of us that my wife and I felt forced to step back from this role and leave the country in 2020. The UK is my home. The UK is central to the heritage of my children and a place I want them to feel at home as much as where they live at the moment in the US. That cannot happen if it's not possible to keep them safe when they are on UK soil. I cannot put my wife in danger like that, and given my experience in life, I am reluctant to unnecessarily put myself in harm's way too. Harry now faces a wait for a judge's ruling on his action against the Home Office after a 2.5 day hearing at the Royal Courts of Justice concluded on Thursday. The Duke's lawyers are challenging the February 2020 decision of the Executive Committee for the Protection of the Royalty and Public Figures, also known as RAVEC, to challenge the degree of his publicly funded security, arguing it was unlawful and unfair. The majority of the proceedings were held in private without the public or press present due to confidential evidence over security measures being involved in the case. Ms. Fatima has previously told the court that Harry was singled out and treated less favorably in a decision to challenge the level of his personal security. She said Ravek failed to carry out risk analysis and fully consider the impact of a successful attack on him. The barrister said a crucial part of Ravek's approach was the analysis carried out by the Risk Management Board, or RMB, but it had chosen not to do so in Harry's case. She said it was the first time the body had decided to deviate from policy, with it adopting a far inferior procedure in relation to critical safeguards. Not good reason, no good reason, no good reason has been provided for singling the claimant, the Duke, out in this way. He said later, adding that if Raybeck had properly considered the Duke's case, the outcome was likely to have been different. So there you go. And to continue here, so that is the way the letter was worded to the court. It was a handwritten letter from the Duke of Sussex, they said, that was read in court. I just shared the contents of that with you. Plus, there's a little extra. Yeah, there it is right there. Cannot put my, yeah, we said that too. So, pretty sad, pretty sad. The fact that Harry is in and out of court like this, and his father is the sovereign, right? It's not his grandma anymore. It's his father that is the sovereign. And yet he finds himself in and out of court. His father has very casually dismissed or allowed people to dismiss. Either way, it is his court. He is the sovereign. He is a constitutional monarch. But still, it is rather strange. I cannot stress this enough that there aren't many world leaders who have children that are not protected by security provided either through their parents or through the office of their parent, or in this case, the throne. Harry deserves to be protected. His father is a head of state. Now, people say that the king is a figurehead, but yet we see them exercise great power and authority. Not exactly an absolute monarch, but it's kind of hard to tell the difference nowadays. They seem to have exceeded their authority in many cases, and yet nothing is said about it. So, of course, this is a dramatization photo. The Duke of Sussex was not in court. So that's not a photo of him in court. But I tell you, it looks very compelling. Love that photo. You can see he's concentrating on what's being said. Let me take a look at a couple of your comments here. Oh, yeah. Charles is still a frightened little boy and only looks to Mommy Camilla. Yeah, and you know what? As far as I'm concerned, Charles should not only make sure that he has security over in the UK, but I say that they should make some arrangements where at least Charles can fund their security in LA. From the UK to LA, Charles ought to pay. Matter of fact, that should be on my placard. From the UK to LA, Charles has to pay. From UK to LA, Charles has to pay. Yes, I'm going to go and pick it. Maybe I'll go down to the British consulate and I'll have my picket sign. Let's see. Kellyanne Phillips says, I pray he wins. May God vindicate him and do battle for him. The family said, God ordained them. May he judge between Harry and them. Thank you very much, Kellyanne Phillips. Yeah, it's a shame that we're in this place right now. So, and then there's this. Exclusive. Duke of Sussex shakes up Invictus game with help of an ex-royal aide who also worked for his brother, William. Prince Harry brings in Nick Booth to run Vancouver Whistler 2025 amid chaos after two top chiefs left abruptly. Well, we don't know that it was chaos. We don't know the circumstances of why they left. But this is like one of those headlines where they will throw it in there because it is so anti Sussex. But if it was those other two misfits, then you wouldn't see anything that looks remotely as silly as that. But yeah, so the guy that you see pictured there, he is coming aboard to help with Whistler, Vancouver. And honestly, I don't know nothing about him. And it didn't seem like such a big deal. So let's stay tuned, shall we? How about Oprah? How about Oprah? Talk about the color purple. So, Oprah went, is this a premiere? Oprah went to some premiere or something. And just like with Beyonce, hey, everybody wears silver. Here, everybody wore purple. And which is cool because you know how black people love purple. So we love our purple. So there you go. Oprah looking absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. And you know, if she is doing some dramatic dieting, I tell you what, her face looks amazing. You know, sometimes when you lose weight really fast like that, your face just, you know, plops. But everything looks amazing from head to toe. Yeah, she's doing it. And I believe Oprah, did she have a knee replaced or did she have her hips replaced? Knee? I think it was a knee. And she's wearing those heels. She's wearing those heels. So win-win. That's another good one. Everything is going her way. You can see her pictured there with Steven Spielberg and, of course, Tyler Perry. There are a ton of photos out there. There was quite a few celebrities that were there, but I restricted my grab to just a handful of photos. But whatever's the celebration, I'm still stuck on Oprah. I'm just like, wow. And wow. So, for those of you that may not know the story, when they were making the original Purple, the movie Color Purple, back in the 80s, one of the characters that they were having such trouble um, feeling, recruiting for the role was for that of Sophia. And so Quincy Jones, the music genius, Quincy Jones, who produced or was he? Yeah, I guess he was one of the producers of the Thriller album, the best selling album in history. Also, Quincy Jones, who has done every genre of music you could think of. This guy is his like repertoire is massive. So he happened to have been traveling in Chicago for business, and he turned on a morning talk show called AM Chicago, and he saw this larger than life figure, someone who just had this incredible personality. And at the time, the show was in the process of being nationally syndicated and rebranded as the Oprah Winfrey Show. And so he calls up Steven Spielberg and says, "You know what? I think I just found your Sophia." Now, Oprah had never done any acting before. He said, "I think I just found your Sophia." And so that was quite a year for Oprah. I think she had just turned 30 or 31 or something like that. And suddenly her talk show is being nationally syndicated, and she's being offered this movie role, and all kind of stuff was happening. Everything just seemed to align. And the rest, of course, is her story. Billions and billions of dollars later, there's Oprah. But one of the things that have endeared people to Oprah all these years is her up and down, yo yo dieting, weight loss. And as a friend once told me, you and Oprah just cannot be skinny at the same time, can you? So if she's that small, you know what's happening to me right now. But if all of a sudden she gets large again, well, that means that I have lost again. So we tend to have that relationship, O and I. So that's a little bit about Oprah Winfrey. I think she started the Oprah Winfrey Show or took over the AM Chicago show. I think it was 1984. I think it was 1984. So, yeah, she's come a long way. Now, Prince William has a brutal plan for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle when he is king. According to a source, heir to the throne, Prince William is already looking ahead to when he is king, and he has already thought about what his reign will mean for Harry and Meghan. You know, when you say something like that, you have to have a sinister laugh. Whatever, bald head. Um, wow, looks like we're going to get through this really fast. I'm already on slide number 11. Um, oh, this happened. Meant to. Okay, my slide is out of place. I'm going to come back to that again. Professor Benjamin Zephaniah, is that right? Passed away today. Well, yesterday for some of you guys. It was with great sadness and regret that, oh my goodness, I said that just like Barbara Walters. Let me try that again. It was with great sadness and regret that we announced the death of our beloved husband, son, brother in the early hours this morning, the 7th December 2023. Benjamin was diagnosed with a brain tumor 8 weeks ago. Wow. Only 2 months. That went fast. Who knows how long he had symptoms, though, right? Benjamin's wife had been by his side throughout and was with him when he passed. We shared with him the world, and we know many will be shocked and saddened, that is, by this news. Benjamin was a true pioneer an innovator. He gave the world so much through an amazing career, including a huge body of poems, literature, music, television, and radio. Benjamin leaves us with a joyful and fantastic legacy. Thank you for the love you have shown, Professor Benjamin Zamfania. And I hope I'm saying it right. So, you guys have seen him from time to time. I want to say that a few times I've seen him on some of those talk shows or given commentary here and there. So I can't say that I knew him that much as a person, as much as I just kind of knew him as that figure with the dreadlocks and of course, whose values seem to be very much in alignment of my own. So, um, yeah. Oh my goodness, I almost took us out of here. I was about to leave the studio. It said, I'm going to play a little soundbite so you can hear him speak about that dreaded institution, that dreadful institution known as the monarchy. Um, but you know what I love, though, is that this guy had so much wisdom. And you can see how the guy sitting next to him is literally just holding the side of his face, resting his head, clinging to his words. You can see how everyone there, everyone present that is, have a certain amount of reverence for him. So that is really cool. But when he spoke, people listened. Um, and nowadays, of course, there's so few people who really have something to say that is always amazing.
British Empire. MBE is member of the British Empire. I've been fighting against empire all my life. I've been fighting against slavery and colonialism all my life. I've been writing to connect with people, not to impress governments and monarchy. So how could I then go and accept an honor that puts the word empire onto my name? That would be hypocritical.
One more time. One more time.
But I'm so happy about my show. See my show, like, for us to sit here right now.
The OBE means Order of the British Empire. MBE is member of the British Empire. I've been fighting against empire all my life. I've been fighting against slavery and colonialism all my life. I've been writing to connect with people, not to impress governments and monarchy. So how could I then go and accept an honor that puts the word empire onto my name? That would be hypocritical.
So, and he makes an amazing point right there that is lost on so many people. Why would I accept an honor that ends with empire? Me, OBE, whoever is behind this offer can never have read any of my work. Why don't they just give me some of those great African works of art that were taken in the name of the empire and let me return them to their rightful place? You see what I'm saying? So for them to offer him one of those honors, like he said, obviously you have not read any of my work. You don't really know me. But they know that he was quite the figure in the community, and therefore they wanted to, is subjugate the right word? They wanted to covet him as a person so that they can have him on their side. Now, just imagine if he had accepted that honor, and let's say he was in sound mind, body, and health during this most recent race crisis, you know they would have called upon him, as they have called upon so many others, to defend the royal family. But he had never accepted one of those honors, and so he didn't owe them anything. And by the way, I do believe that that honor includes this image. I think that image is part of the honor. And as far as I know, they have not done a redesign of this emblem yet. They're still using that same image. They're not planning to change anything. So, could you imagine if they handed him something like this? So, I do believe that that is the MBE. I'm not sure, I'm not 100% certain if that's the same honor, but still, it ends with Empire. That right there is enough. So, I guess, as they would say, you got the wrong one, boo. You got the wrong one. William doesn't have a say in America. He sounds like an oxymoron. Okay. Okay. Why can't the other black Brits get it? Thank you so much for that, Mariama Blankson. Let me see. Black Queen says, this guy is surely an anomaly. I wish all the other doormat Brits would put aside their brainwashed plantation self-hatred and adopt his principles. Sigh. Yeah. You know, what can I say? I'm trying to couch this properly. It is a way to advance socially. And I guess if you're grown up in a society where you're conditioned to have reverence for sir this and lady that, maybe that's makes it come easy to them. You know what I mean? What was it? Jamie Oliver, not Jamie Oliver. Who am I thinking about? What's the guy on HBO? Oliver, whatever his name is. Anyway, the comedian, he turned them down. No, Jamie Oliver is the chef. Who's the other guy? Anyway, he turned them down, and his wife, she was like, wait a minute. Don't you want to accept it? But he said that he doesn't believe in all that classism. And see, one of the way that they reel people in is like with Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton's mother felt deeply honored that her son was being awarded one of those trinkets. And moreover, the idea that she could go to Windsor Castle for the day and meet the royal family and everything. How do you say no to your mother? Right? So, Lewis Hamilton, who has been very outspoken as a man of African descent, his mother, who I don't think is of African descent, wanted to go to Windsor Castle, and they went to Windsor Castle, and they took a photo out there in the quadrangle and all that kind of stuff, like everybody else. Yeah, oh, and I think what's his name? One of the Beatles, John Lennon. John Lennon was the only Beatle, if I recall, the only Beatle to return his honor. I saw that on one of those documentaries where it was one of those rare cases where an honor was returned. I believe David Bowie turned it down. John Oliver, thank you so much. Thank you, John Oliver. Oh, you too. Thank you, Black Queen. Yeah, I believe that David Bowie turned it down. David Bowie, he was quite outspoken about race. Have you guys ever heard him speak about race? David Bowie was quite outspoken. I was so impressed with him. It was something about race or slavery or something, and he gave like this very sound and logical explanation about something, and it just seemed to come out of nowhere. I was like, wow. That is one solid brother there. So like I say, when certain people get it, they get it. And certain people that don't, they tend to want to gaslight everyone. Let me see here. Oh, I know what it was. I see it right here. He's talking about racism at MTV. And I tell you, they just about crap their pants. I'm going to let you hear that. They just about crap their pants when David Bowie spoke to them.
Boy, I'm just floored by the fact that there's so few black artists featured on it. Why is that?
I think that we're trying to move in that direction. We want to play artists that seem to be doing music that fits into what we want to play for MTV. The company is thinking in terms of narrow casting.
That's evident. It's evident in the fact that the only few black artists that one does see are on about 2:30 in the morning or to around 6. Very few are featured predominantly during the day.
No,
I'll say that over the last couple of weeks, these things have been changing, but it's a slow process.
I know it's funny. I think people have different perceptions when you wind up watching. Let's say you watch an hour or 2 or even 3 a day. People somehow come away with different ideas about what we are doing. We don't have any kind of.
Do you hear him brainwash? I'm sorry. Do you hear him gaslighting David Bowie? Do you hear that? People walk away with different ideas. You guys, I'm going to put the link for this so you can see it yourself. David Bowie laid into that behind, and they could not handle it.
Parting for anything, let alone a black artist. They parted out of what would be, quote, prime time. We don't have that.
Because one sees a lot there's one black station on television that I keep picking up. I'm not sure which station it's on, but there seem to be a lot of black artists making very good videos that I'm surprised aren't used on MTV.
Oh, of course, also we have to try and do what we think not only New York and Los Angeles will appreciate, but also Poughkeepsie or Midwest. Pick some town in the Midwest that will be scared to death by Prince, which we're playing, or a string of other black faces.
That's
and black
very
music.
Interesting. Isn't that interesting?
We have to play the music that we think an entire country is going to like, and certainly we're a rock and roll station now. The question would be asked, well, should since we're in New York, should PLJ play, the Isley Brothers? Well, you and I might say, yeah, because we have grown up in an era when the Isley Brothers mean something to me, and so do the Spinners, even way after the Isley Brothers. But what does it mean to a 17-year-old? Well, if you talk on the phones to these guys like I did when I was in radio, it's
well,
scary.
I tell you what it means. I tell you what maybe the Isley Brothers or Marvin Gaye means to a black 17-year-old. And surely he's part of America as well.
No question. And that's why you're seeing those things.
Do you not find that it's a frightening predicament to be in?
Yeah, but less so here than in radio.
And is it not? Well, no, don't say. Well, it's not me, it's them. Is it not possible that it should be a conviction of the station and of other radio stations? To be fair, it does seem to be rampant through American media. Should it not be a challenge to try and make the media far more integrated in music, especially of anything in musical terms?
Absolutely, I think it's happening because white music and white musicians are now starting to play more than ever, more than they have lately, let's say in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
What black artists have been into. And now, hopefully, the lines are going to start to blur. And when we play a band like ABC, well, there's white and black kids who are enjoying it. And all of a sudden, well, it's a little bit easier for a white kid to understand it. The fact is, quite frankly, I could even point you towards a letter in the new issue of The Record, the magazine The Record, responding to an article by Dave Marsh that this kid just ranted about what he didn't want to see on MTV.
Well, that's his problem.
In no uncertain terms. Well, what I'm saying, though, is that there's, as you say, there's certainly a lot of black kids and white kids who may want to see black music. there's a ton of them who are, it's not like it was in 67 where he said, yeah, I'm not into that, you know, but you are, yeah. Now it's, you're into that, I don't like you. And that's scary. And we can't just turn around and go, well, look, this is the right way. We can only teach, I think, a little bit at a time.
Interesting. Okay, thank you very much.
Does that make sense? Valid point?
I understand your point of view.
Oh boy. So I wasn't planning to play the whole thing, but I couldn't step away from it. I'm telling you, I put the link so you guys could watch it. I put the link there. So when it's at the top of the chat, go ahead and watch it at your leisure. But yeah, David Bowie was not having it. He was not having it. And it just goes to show, and this is what I always say, Connie Balmer. Hey, Connie Balmer. But yeah, this is what I always say is that there seems to be just a little difference on this side of the Atlantic. And when you have someone like a David Bowie, they are less likely to go along with the program, and they will call some stuff out. Okay, they will, especially those who have been inspired and owe their professional careers to not only the white people, but especially in music, a lot of the black people that have come before them. You know, a lot of what they're doing is based on black music, black artistry, and they don't forget that. They don't pretend otherwise. So I love that interview. But yeah, David Bowie shot him a look at the end of it where, I mean, to tell you, it was enough to make a fish stop swimming. Oh yeah, that's the look right there. I'm gonna take a screenshot of it. I got to share this look with you. And whoever was working the camera just went ahead and zoomed in. Yes. Anna Boyd, thank you so much for the super sticker. Yes, David Bowie was married to Iman. Yes, he was married to Iman and made sure Iman was, and the children or child are quite well taken care of. They will never go hungry. And a very sizable estate he had too. So, okay, wait till you got to see the look, you guys. You got to see the look. This is somebody who's not buying it. This was the parting glance, followed by a smile. But yeah, that was the look. While that guy was hemming and hawing and all that kind of stuff, David Bowie shot him the look. Oh man, you gotta love him. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if you noticed this, but I think David Bowie had one blue eye and one brown eye, and I think that was a result of an injury that he suffered. But either way, that was one of the things that distinguished him from a lot of people was the different eye color. So, okay. So there you go. Again, the link is at the top of the chat. Go ahead and check it out at your leisure. I just love it. I am probably going to watch it again tonight when I'm done. And tell you what, I'll go ahead and put it in the community tab. How about that? Just in case you forget. I'll put it in the community tab. Oh yeah, gaslighting. That is my new favorite term, gaslighting. Know it when you see it, because or when you hear it or see it, because anyway, gonna move on. Thank you very much. Okay. And good morning to you, Connie Balmer. Thank you so much for being here. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so this right here, strategy for obvious reason. I still say it was William and Camilla. That was someone's comment. And then Camilla Tominey, as we heard, Camilla Tominey has been going after some content creators that have been calling her out. Has it ever crossed your mind that you may be unhinged? Thanks for reading my article and encouraging others to read it too. And of course, a little X there for hugs, I guess. But yeah, she has been going after people that have been calling her out. And Meredith has been really taking a deep dive into Camilla Tominey. And Camilla Tominey has a gift for words, but she's not so bright. She's very clever, she's very good. And dare I say, when it comes to saying nasty things that harm a lot of people, that seems to be where she thrives. But of course, Meredith, who is not a squatty, but she is definitely a well-read, well-rounded, and well-educated person who likes to teach people how to observe, how to use a critical eye, if you will, or ear when it comes to the media. She teaches media literacy. And no doubt, well, I tell you, if you are on TikTok, you need to follow. What is Meredith's whole name? Meredith, I always just say Meredith. But yeah, I do follow her on TikTok, and I do watch her videos quite often. And I even follow her on X, the social media platform formerly known as Twitter. I guess she just says Meredith. Anyway, she teaches media literacy, and I will say to you guys, make sure that you follow her because she is good. And she ordered that cardigan that Megan wore at the Invictus Games. So she is definitely a Megan fan. I don't know if she's a squatty, but I will say she is likely a Megan fan. Okay, so there you go. A little trolling from Camilla Tominey, who is a dreadful, yes, a weasel, and that's being polite. Meredith Constance, thank you. Yeah, I love Meredith. Who is mentioned in the Endgame. She's actually mentioned in the Endgame. So right here, Duke of Sussex shakes up the Invictus. Oh, there's the rest of it. You know what, guys? I don't know why I'm tripping. I knew that I had more for that. I just wasn't sure where it was. Now it. You know what? Oh, right, never mind. So Nick Booth has stepped in as interim CEO, Vancouver Whistler 2025, which will feature winter sports for the first time. Mr. Booth stepped in to the top job after two senior executives, CEO Peter Lawless and Chief Commercial Office Bill Cooper, left abruptly in autumn. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle also paid surprise visit to Vancouver a fortnight ago, whatever that is. What is a fortnight? Is that 2 weeks? That is a weird term, a fortnight. Meet Invictus staff appearing at an ice hockey game with local dignitaries shortly after Nick was appointed. An insider told, Mail Online, I can't believe I had to quote them. Nick Booth is one of the Duke of Sussex's right-hand men. He was instrumental in setting up Invictus with Harry and has been asked to shore up the 2025 games with just over a year to go. The whistleblower said that morale amongst Vancouver Whistler staff is now at an all-time low. I find that hard to believe. He said Nick also used to work at the Royal Foundation before leaving and heading to Canada. Harry trusts him implicitly, but the changes have unsettled staff, especially after two such well-liked bosses left. Mr. Booth, who also heads up the Canadian national charity called the True Patriot Love Foundation, ran the foundation of Prince William and Prince Harry between 2010 and 2017. He also helped initiate Harry's creation of the Invictus Games for injured veterans. So there's a big hole in this article, and that is there has never, and I do mean never, there's never been any leaks when it comes to the Invictus Games, and I'm pretty sure that there aren't any leaks now. The tabloid media, especially the Daily Mail, there is nothing too low that they won't try to go there, but people have been intensely loyal to the Sussexes, a loyalty which they may not have appreciated or known from the entire staff at Kensington Palace. But let's face it, they have run a tight ship here in the US and in Canada. So there's no reason to believe that anyone has blown the so-called whistle. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Black Queen says, Baron, did you see right-wing group who gave Candace Owens a platform has turned against her after her interview with Ben Shapiro? Really? She didn't defend Israel enough. Now they are kicking her to the curb. You know what? You know what I have to say for that one? Here goes. Now you have to excuse me because I'm finna go and put on what's the name of that group, Black Box, and I'm finna go and dance around like Aunt Viv on Fresh Prince. Everybody dance now. Give me the music. Yeah, I'm gonna go and dance just like Aunt Viv on the Fresh Prince. Now that makes me smile. I'm sitting up here just smiling. Thank you so much for that. Oh, wow. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Yes, I am so glad to hear that because I cannot stand her. She makes me sick. Oh, I cannot stand that Candace Owens. Oh, okay. Guess what? It has been a year. It has been a year since Harry's surprise visit to Pearl Harbor. If you recall, Harry just all of a sudden, there were some photos of him with some people there in Pearl Harbor. Don't know when, why, what. And then later on, of course, we found out that, Harry had actually gone there with some of the the guys from the Invictus games. What's his name? Something George, and some other ones. So, yeah, that's what we found out. They had went deep sea diving, and they were swimming with the manta rays and all that kind of stuff. Although, you know what, guys, there has been. Is it just me, or has there been more shark attacks than ever? And the only place that I know that's worse than South Africa, worse than the Caribbean, is the waters by Hawaii. Oh my goodness, sharks, and more sharks. I think South Africa is where the great white sharks are the worst. And of course, the Caribbean, between Florida and all of that, shark infested waters. Oh man. And it ain't too much I'm scared of, but you know, my thighs would just be a little bit too tempting. Rohini, hey Rohini. Oh, what letter? What do? Oh, I could show you. I could show you. Let me see here. There it is. The UK is central to the heritage of my children and a place I want them to feel at home as much as where they live at the moment in the US. That cannot happen if it's not possible to keep them safe when they are on UK soil. Yeah, so they read a letter from Harry in court today, Rohini. And let me see. There was a little bit more there. It says, I cannot put my wife in danger like that. And given my experience in life, I'm reluctant to unnecessarily put myself in harm's way too. So, yeah, it was a written statement. Prince Harry said it was with great sadness for both of us. And of course, he did say, let me see. And I felt forced to step back from this role and leave the country in 2022. So how sad, he was literally pushed out. His brother did that. Now we know the whole truth. Okay, where did I leave off? Where did I leave off? Here. Oh, did you guys know that? Did you guys know that? There is a new reality show. It's called Britain's Got Races. Yes, there's a new reality show. It's not to be confused with that other show called America's Got Races. No, this one is all about Britain's Got Races. Right there, it says Sarah will take over this account. As I take an indefinite break, I cannot continue to post and talk about Kate's fashions like nothing has happened, knowing she is one of the two persons named on Scobie's book. I don't know what that is. Why did I put that up there? Where did I get that from? Sarah will take over. I don't know. Let me continue. William has brutal plan for Prince Harry and Meghan Markle when he is king. So I actually used this slide twice for some reason. Don't know why. But but okay, let me just say this. Based on past history, if past is prologue, as they say, and given his temper, the fact that he's always incandescent with rage, right here, Prince Harry claims his brother, Prince William, physically attacked him, according to The Guardian, which says it has seen copies of Duke's upcoming memoir, Spare. Royal correspondent Nick Winchell, who retired, I'm so glad, I couldn't stand him, gave his analysis on BBC Breakfast. I'm sure it was very pro-royal family, whatever it was. But so if William has something planned, does it involve crashing through a window, rolling across the floor while wearing a ski mask, and then jumping up and lunging after your brother, chasing him through the house and knocking him down in the kitchen where he smashes a dog dish up under him? Is that what your plan is? Because that was pretty brutal. Or will you instruct one of your employees to go to court and present evidence to counter anything that your brother has brought up to make sure that the other side wins? That is one of the things he's done so far. Let me see what else. And of course, Thomas Markle Sr., the only direct line that he had to Megan wasn't working, so he called the other number, Jason. Now, we don't know if it was Jason Knopf, but we don't know that it wasn't Jason Knopf. All we know is that he said that he couldn't get a hold of Megan, so he called Jason, who could be Jason Knopf. We don't know. But yeah, the same Jason Knopf who gave evidence to the lawyers for the Daily Mail so that they can try to defeat the Duchess of Sussex for her copyright case. The same Jason Knopf who tried to claim copyright of a letter that Meghan wrote, right? The same Jason Knopf that tried to entrap the Sussexes into something with that Finding Freedom book, if you guys remember. The whole reason why the book had been discredited was because of Jason Knopf's involvement. So, yeah, I hope he's not going to Jason Knopf them. Or do you say Knopf? Or what about this? Prince Harry reveals he was physically attacked and knocked to the floor by his brother. Yeah, same thing. So I hope that's not the brutal plan. You know, I would like to believe that that headline was just, but you see, if something really bothers the houses of Windsor, they pick up the phone and all of a sudden the article disappears. Or they will have another article that will counter the first article. This could have been something, possibly have been something leaked by Kensington Palace as a way to maybe lift William's ego, or maybe it's a veiled threat. Maybe it's some type of veiled threat. Who knows? People are labeling Prince William a violent bully on the news that he allegedly attacked Harry in 2019. William physically attacked him in 2019 in his London home after coming over to discuss the whole rolling catastrophe of their bitter relationship. So, you know, and then there's a photo of Harry in Africa with bruising on his neck from where William may have tried to choke him. I don't know exactly what the physical thing was, but I know Harry said that William grabbed him and wouldn't let him go. That is one crazy, you know what. So I would say that if that is something that William has leaked out there, it should be taken very serious. If they don't counter that, I would say still keep an eye on things. I don't like that. It seems odd to me that they felt justified and secure enough to print something like that. Or maybe this was something that they put out there while this case is going on. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it was some way to try to influence the outcome of the case. Maybe it has nothing to do with Kensington Palace. Very odd. Very, very odd. This is an old tweet from Omid Scobie. This is a very old tweet from Omid Scobie. I would far rather get destroyed in the press than play along with this game or this business of trading negative stories. To see my brother's office copy the very same thing that we promised the two of us would never do, that was heartbreaking. Prince Harry. Prince Harry, I remember I just said that the other day, and then I found this tweet. Prince Harry said that they promised each other that they would never use briefing against each other, that they would never go to the press and leak stories against each other. And still, that is exactly what has happened. And where are the leaks coming from? From William. Where are the leaks coming from? Kensington Palace. That was something that they promised each other that was never going to happen. They saw what happened with their mother and their father. I almost hate to say it, but with Charles, they saw what happened. And that was the promise that they made to each other, that they were never going to resort to that type of undignified briefing. And that's exactly what happened. And it's not as though William is doing it himself. He's having his staff do it. He's given other people the green light to go after his brother. That really flies in the face of all the times where I could almost hear it in my head, where they would say how close the brothers are and how much they depend upon one another. And it turns out the whole thing was a lie. They're not close. They've never been that close. And for years, for most of their lives, Harry has had to try and downplay his intelligence, which was easy since a lot of people tried to make him believe that he wasn't that smart. But they had to do that because that's the only thing that can save William from looking so stupid. They didn't want him to know how dumb he really was. So they tried to shift the dumb over to Harry. And now Harry, having worked very hard since he was a teenager to establish himself. And William, age 40, decided to try to play catch up. So age 40, he starts the Earth Shot. With other people's money, of course. He didn't have to go hat in hand like Harry did to raise money. No. He had plenty of money to start off with. He didn't have to beg for it. He just got it. I know, B10. It is so disgusting. It is so disgusting. The one thing they promised each other, the thing that may have cost their mother her life, all that leaking, all that plotting, palace intrigue, and that's what William is counting on, trying to punish his brother for being happy, trying to punish his brother for his happiness. Let's see. Hollywood Reporter 2023, Women in Entertainment. Oh, yeah. Congratulations to Liz Garbus. Among the biggest names in documentaries, Garbus remains on a tear. Or is it tear? Directing the Netflix series Harry and Meghan and producing Stolen Youth Inside the Cult at Sarah Lawrence Hulu. Last Call, when a serial killer stalked queer New York City. Let me see. And Take Care of Maya. That's on Netflix. What is that one? Her growing scripted directorial efforts include key episodes of Showtime's and what else? Paramount flagship Yellow Jacket and Hulu's much hyped Grey's Anatomy follow-up with Ellen Pompeo. Anyway, I can't believe I got suckered into this. The MH370 docu-series and on Netflix. Give me an aviation disaster, throw in some data analysis mixed with conspiracy theory, and I'm good. I guess that's a quote from her, huh? Anyway, congratulations to her. She is a major, major force when it comes to making documentaries. No wonder the Sussexes were glad to work with her. Oh, I got another soundbite for you guys. This is trending. Let me play that one for you. Apparently, Harry was trying to get on a dating show years ago. And I'll let you hear that.
A tap on the shoulder, and he's Prince Harry. And he just went, I want to go to Fernando's. Like that. I was like, and just the fact that he knew that, I thought, it's bonkers.
That is mental.
He kept appearing and disappearing. They had some like, you know, when you watch a film like where they press the wall and it opens, they had like that for him.
Brilliant.
And it was cameraed up. Yeah. And I was talking to one of the security lads at the end, and I said, because there were all sorts going on. He was ripping my t-shirt off and rips photo at Queen off wall. He said, I can't have her watching me do this. And I said, what's going on here? Like, you know, and he said, and the guy said, they'll never see it like that. I think when you're in a pub with someone and you're both like, you know, on the side, you get to see that person. Whatever gets said about him now in the press, just seeing him in that situation for an hour or two, I thought, actually, he's all right. Yeah, he's all right.
Okay, his accent was kind of thick, and I guess I understood about every other word. I wouldn't even know what you call that accent, but I think I understood about every other word. Oh, Jessica Foreman, I've never had so much fun mopping my kitchen floor. Oh, okay. Well, anything to help, that's for sure. Thank you so much for being here. All right. So anyway, the Patty McGinnis says Prince Harry asked to be on his dating show, Take Me Out. So I guess that was the name of the show, Take Me Out. And Patty McGinnis says Prince Harry asked him to be on his ITV dating show, Take Me Out, while he was preparing for the soccer aid match last week. The comedian was, I think this is an old article, obviously. The comedian was on a winning side as England beat rest of the world 3-2 at Old Trafford to raise cash for UNICEF. Patty told the Radio 1 breakfast show with Nick Grimshaw that the single royal said, I want to be on your show. I want to go to Fernando's. But he told Harry that he probably didn't need the help. So, as you know, Harry at the time was the most eligible bachelor in the world. So that was from an old interview, I think. Is that Manchester? Oh, okay. You know, I went to Manchester. I went to Birmingham and Manchester. For some reason, I always wanted to go there. And I went to Liverpool, Birmingham, Manchester, Liverpool. I have to say, Manchester was pretty cool. It was very cool. Okay, thank you very much. And Anyway, this was the photo that they had to accompany the article. Pretty cool photo of Harry. I want to go to Fernando's. I don't know what that means. I want to go to Fernando's. So Spotify seems to find themselves in a spot of bother. Spotify, the world's biggest music streamer, but rarely turns a profit and just cut 17% of its workforce. Its business model looks increasingly precarious. Despite having a 30% share of the music streaming market and its first profitable quarter in over a year, Spotify struggles to turn consistent profits and as a result has announced a third round of layoffs this year with successive cuts of 6%, 2%, and now 17%. So while they're trying to make people believe that there was something about the Sussexes that just wasn't working out, how could you have such a large streaming service and not make money? I don't get that. I don't understand how they're not making money. Huh? Why are you not making money? Now, to be fair to Spotify, across many streaming services and platforms, there has been a shakeup. A lot of people with online services, streaming services, have been let go. And Spotify, you would think that there was some security in being the biggest and the best, or is it just that they're big and not the best? I don't know. But for some reason, they're having issues. It had nothing to do with the Sussexes. Let's see. Old Trafford is in Manchester. I lived there for a while. Birmingham is 70 miles away and have a totally different accent. I couldn't tell the difference. I did notice that there is a certain accent in Liverpool and a bit of an accent in Yorkshire. Or should I just say Yorkshire? But yeah, I went to York as well. York is beautiful. York has so many elements of the old medieval town, including that big wall. But yeah, I really enjoyed Manchester. I saw that building, the big gray building that is like cantilevered over the street. It's like it's so tall and slim. You wonder, how is this thing standing up? And I saw the hotel. That hotel. What's the name of that hotel? The one where Rose and Royce met and they started talking about forming a car company. Yeah, where the Rose and the Royce actually met. So lots of really cool history there. I really enjoyed seeing the canal and a lot of that old Victorian infrastructure. They still have a lot of that there. So I got a kick out of it. Love that place. Okay. Oh, you know what? This is the last slide, you guys. We are done. I told you, I was wondering, how was it I was going so fast? We are done. So this is the last word of the day. Yeah, this is how we're going to close it out. Me when I have nothing to do. Or me when I have so much to do. Can you spot the difference? Can you spot the difference? Do you see anything different about the busy me and the not so busy me? I can't see the difference either. There's not much of a difference. The truth is, all I want to do is just sit there and look at my phone. I don't want to do anything. So if I have a lot to do or nothing to do, it all looks the same. And with that, you guys, thank you very much for watching Royal Sussex. I will wait around and take a look at some of your comments or questions if you have any. If not, I will bid you a fond farewell and good night for those of you guys who need to get to bed. Now is the time to do it because I'm done. Done, done, done. I told you it was going kind of fast, wasn't it? Compared to yesterday. Yesterday was fun, wasn't it? I had so much fun yesterday. Let's see. Here's the slides from yesterday. Oh, yeah. We said farewell to Norman Lear. We had that. Oh, yeah. Remember this? The thing I love about this photo they posted on CBS, they cut Kitty out of it. They cut Kitty out of it. Thank you for being here, Black Queen, and thank you for being the moderator. Yesterday was Revenge Dress Day. I remember Liz Jones tried to say that this was a revenge dress. Notice she's the only person who used that. Nobody else in all of the tabloids that I've seen has gone along with that nonsense, because that's exactly what it is, nonsense. This is revenge. This is revenge. This is revenge dressing. Revenge dressing. That's what that is. This is how you sock it to them. Huh? Not this drab, boring. That looks just. Have you seen those pillows that they sell where you rub your hand across the little tight sequins on the pillow and the pillow changes texture? That's what that looks like. That same fabric that they use on those boring pillows that they sell at the discount store. Now those pillows are in the resale shop somewhere. And, that's what that dress looks like. It looks like that cheap sequin fabric. That's revenge dressing. This is where we all learn the term, the revenge dress. We learned that from someone who gave a master class in being a princess. Oh, I forgot about this already. That's why I tell you guys, sometimes people send me a inbox message or whatever, and they say, I hope you're not angry. I hope you're not mad. I said something, and I'm like, what? I ain't thinking about that stuff. It's the next day. I ain't thinking about that. Thank you very much, everyone, for your congratulations for 47,000 subscribers. Yeah, leave the past in the past. That's where the past belongs. In the past. So what if Camilla scared this poor girl and she had to reach over and violently grab her arm so that she can pull her hands away from her face so that she can look at me? Look! I said, look at me! Look! I tell you, it's bad enough that this poor person had gone through domestic violence, then to have to find yourself in this position. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Just imagine if this was the last thing you've ever seen. Talk about a restless soul. Hello, Senior Royal here. Hello, I said Senior Royal here. Do you hear? This is a Senior Royal. Hello, is this the Daily Mail? Senior Royal here. Hello. No, I'm not a sir. I'm a ma'am. I'm a mom. This is your queen. Hello, Senior Royal here. Oh, yeah. That was a low moment yesterday, but I probably would have done it again anyway. Oh, and that was fun from yesterday. Okay. Oh, yeah. This is that guy that they tried to accuse her of dating, the hockey player. Okay. Oh, and this was yesterday. It's been a year since that happened, right? It's been a year. By the way, you guys, I wanted to share a couple of photos side by side. And what it was that I noticed that, okay. Now I want you all to take a look at Oprah. Oprah, in that center photo, her skin looks very light. But then if you take a look at the photo on the right side, she appears darker. And this is why I don't like to get into that colorism and who's bleached their skin, who hasn't bleached their skin. As you can see, lighting plays a major role in how light or dark a person looks. Now, I'm no authority on makeup, but I want you to notice something here. The glow that you see is from silica, and that silica is in makeup, is in foundation, is in translucent powder and such. When the bright light hits that makeup, it becomes luminescent. There are little elements of luminescent material in the makeup that actually makes your face glow when the light hits it. So that's why I say I don't like to get into all that colorism. Oh, someone is bleaching their skin, or I don't care. If you were black yesterday, then you're black tomorrow, whatever. I don't get into the colorism because people, when they edit magazines, they can take license with your image, right? Or depending on that time of years, some of us may tan. It's just not very helpful. Leave those people alone. If they bleaching their skin, let them bleach it. If they're not bleaching it, it doesn't matter. They're the same people they were yesterday and the day before. Thank you very much, Dansby. But yeah, I noticed that I was looking at the photo of Oprah, and I'm just like, I hope don't nobody accuse her of lightening her skin. But you can see right there, from one photo to another, her complexion has shifted ever so gradually. Let's see. Baron, guess it. Guess edited magazine. What was that? He said, Royals don't guess edit magazines. Celebrities guess edit editing. Royals don't guess edit magazines. Celebrities guess edit magazines. Where is that fool? What is his name? Dan Wooten. Where is Dan Wooten? I guess I shouldn't talk him up, should I? Royals don't guess edit magazine. Celebrities guess edit magazines. Do you get me? You get me. And then what did Charles do? Charles guest edited a magazine. The whatever that magazine, that one black magazine that he did the guest edit for. The Voice. He did a guest edit for The Voice. Lydia Abacus, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for watching Royal Sussex. By the way, you guys, please, if you have a membership on the Patreon, please move your membership over to the YouTube, because at some point in the future, I'm going to go ahead and close out Patreon I don't like Patreon. It's kind of a waste of time, but I don't do anything with it, and I feel really bad having something that I'm not using. So maybe in the future there'll be a time and a place for the Patreon, but in the meantime, I do mean to close down the Patreon. So if you want to support the channel using the YouTube, or if you want to do something more direct like the Cash App or the PayPal, that would be nice. But otherwise, I'd like to be done with the Patreon. Patreon is like a whole nother service. It's like having another YouTube channel. And because I don't have a staff, I'm not ever going to do anything with it. I am the staff. Oh, I got to stretch. Woo. Oh, that feels good. Ooh. Oh, thank you so much. Lydia has shared the wish list, the official Royal Sussex wish list. So I'm going to pin that to the top of the chat. And do remember, if you guys would like to see that David Bowie interview where he gave the guy from MTV the what for, I put that in the community tab. One of my favorite interviews of all time. Of course, one of my other favorite interviews was Nelson Mandela talking to Ted Koppel, someone I used to respect, but yeah, dare I say the what's his name? Nelson Mandela. He talks circles around that what's his name? Ted Koppel. Ted Koppel tried to get him into one of those aha gotcha moments, and well, you know, Nelson Mandela, as brilliant as he is, there was just no cornering him, and that's one thing about the some of these journalists. They love to hem you up in a corner and get you on the record and gotcha. Oprah is closer to 70 years old now. Oh, is she that old? I know she's in her 60s. Yeah, I guess she is. Yeah, Oprah's like 68, 67, 68, right? Wow. Oprah, who used to think that fashion included cowboy boots, a skirt, and a big heavy sweater. And now look at her. Yeah, Oprah used to wear some awful clothes, but look at her now. And I do mean to tell y'all, I used to watch her when she was first on television here in Chicago. And I'm here to tell you, that was one tacky person. Didn't have much taste at all. But eventually, when she got a stylist, all of that changed. Tacky. Even for the 1980s, tacky. Kellyanne Phillips, I am back. Very nice. Where'd you go? Oh, okay. Thank you for coming back. Yes, she did. And she had a good manners at the wedding. Remember, she was going to wear some outfit and she said, "No, that looks too close to white. I'm not wearing it. It's a wedding." Well, that's how Oprah felt. But not everybody at the wedding felt that way. Like, for instance, Kate wore white to another woman's wedding. Kate wore white, not off-white, white. She wore white to Meghan's wedding. Okay, Well, I think we're good. Let me see. She looked. Oh, that was it. Yes, 47,000. Can you believe it? 47,000 subscribers. You guys, I really have to work on an intro. I want to change the intro. I am bored with that intro. So the intro needs to change. And we will change it at some point. I promise. Royal Sussex deserves a new intro. Well, good night, everyone. Good night. Thank you so much for watching. Royal Sussex, 47,100 subscribers. So 100 a day. And let's see, 30 times 100 is 3,100. I'm sorry, 3,000. 3,000. So 3,000 new subscribers at that rate? Is that possible? Nah. 3,000 new subscribers. Gosh, I get a lot of views in a day, though. A lot of views because people are looking at the old videos, which is nice. What's that? Ever watch the soaps you love to hear what intros play? When I hear your. Oh, okay. Oh, 50,000. Won't that be fun? I really want that 100,000 so I can get that silver play button. I want that silver play button so bad. You got to get 100,000 to get the silver play button. And what's so crazy about that is that there are people who have the silver play button that don't even have half as many views as I have. They don't even have half the amount of views. Let me see. Royal Sussex, let me see how many views we've had. 28.8 million views. 28,797,846 views. That's how many times Royal Sussex has been viewed. And 6.1 million watch hours. 6.1 million hours of Royal Sussex. And I don't have a silver play button. They really need to change how they qualify people for those, right? Like, what if 20 million views or even 10 million views was enough to get you that silver play button? But instead, I have to wait. I am forced to wait. $28.8 million views. That's a lot. Oh, okay. Let me see here. Dankeschön, Liebe Connie Balmer for the rose. Dankeschön, Liebe. That's it. Dankeschön. Bidden. Sitzen bleiben. That's what they used to say to me when I was in Germany. They kept saying, Sitzen bleiben, Dummkopf. I was like, thank you. Dankeschön. Und Dummkopf sitzen bleiben. uh, I haven't done Trench Town Man for a while. I don't even know if I have it on this computer. But I did put it on the what do you call it? I made a short for it. I did make a short for it. Really? They have those on there, huh? Yeah, but it's not the same. I have to earn it. I want the surprise of getting it in the mail. Like, oh, what's that? A book? No, it's your silver play button. They should change the rules for that. And believe me, most of those views did not come from shorts. Those views came from those long videos and some of those edited videos. That's where those views came from. Only a small percentage of those views came from the shorts. By the way, I've been showing people my real Swiss knife, and they're like, wow, it's heavy. I've never seen one with a flashlight before. It is. It's very quality, very heavy, very solid. Okay, well, you guys, I am gonna go. We've had our last word of the day, and of course, we always end with our queens. And now it is time to ginger venture ourselves out of here. Desiree Dodson, good night, all my squatty family and Baron. Okay, well, shall we end with Once Upon a Time? I think that'd be fun. We'll end with Once Upon a Time, but I gotta work on some more of those. I've been doing the same ones for almost 2 years now. It's time for a change. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not talking. I'm just looking at the comments. Okay. Let me do the thing here. No, not that. We're going to end with Once Upon a Time.